and the great machine crept up the rutted, grassy lane, Small Porges sighed, and spoke. "Auntie Anthea," said he, "are you sure you are married, nice and tight, you know?" "Yes, dear," she answered. "Why, yes, Georgy." "But you don't look a bit different, you know, either of you. Are you quite sure? 'Cause I shouldn't like you to disappoint me, after all." "Never fear, my Porges," said Bellew, "I made quite sure of it while I had the chance. Look!" As he spoke, he took Anthea's left hand, drawing it out into the moonlight, so that Small Porges could see the shining ring upon her finger. "Oh!" said he, nodding his head, "then that makes it all right, I s'pose. And you aren't angry with me 'cause I let a great big gnome come and carry you off, are you, Auntie Anthea?" "No, dear." "Why then, everything's quite magnif'cent, isn't it? And now we're going to live happy ever after, all of us, and Uncle Porges is going to take us to sail the oceans in his ship. He's got a ship that all belongs to his very own self, you know, Auntie Anthea, so all will be revelry and joy, just like the fairy tale, after all." And so, at last, they came to the door of the ancient house of Dapplemere, whereupon, very suddenly, Adam appeared, bare armed from the stables, who, looking from Bellew's radiant face to Miss Anthea's shy eyes, threw back his head, vented his great laugh, and was immediately solemn again. "Miss Anthea," said he, wringing and twisting at his hat, "or, I think I should say, Mrs. Bellew, mam, there ain't no word for it, leastways not as I know on, nohow, no words be strong enough to tell me the J-O-Y, joy, mam, as fills us, one and all." Here, he waved his hand to where stood the comely Prudence with the two rosy cheeked maids peeping over her buxom shoulders. "Only," pursued Adam, "I be glad, mortal glad, I be, as 'tis you, Mr. Bellew, sir. There ain't a man in all the world, or as you might say, universe, as is so proper as you to be the husband to our Miss Anthea, as was not nohow, Mr. Bellew, sir. I wish you joy, a joy as shall grow with the years, and abide with you always, both on ye." "That is a very excellent thought, Adam," said Bellew, "and I think I should like to shake hands on it." Which they did, forthwith. "And now, Mrs. Bellew, mam," Adam concluded, "wi' your kind permission, I'll step into the kitchen and drink a glass of Prue's ale to your 'ealth and 'appiness. If I stay here any longer I won't say but what I shall burst out a singin' in your very face, mam, for I do be that 'appy hearted, Lord!" With which exclamation, Adam laughed again, and turning about, strode away to the kitchen, with Prudence and the rosy cheeked maids laughing as he went. "Oh, my dears!" said little Miss Priscilla, "I've hoped for this, prayed for it, because I believe he is worthy of you, Anthea, and because you have both loved each other from the very beginning. Oh dear me, yes you have. And so, my dears, your happiness is my happiness." Oh, goodness me! Here I stand, talking sentimental nonsense while our Small Porges is simply dropping asleep as he stands. "'Fraid I am a bit tired," Small Porges admitted, "but it's been a magnificent night, and I think, Uncle Porges, when we sail away in your ship, I think I'd like to sail round the Horn first, 'cause they say it's always blowing, you know, and I should love to hear it blow. And now, good night." "Wait a minute, my Porges, just tell us what it was the Money Moon said to you, last night, will you?" "Well," said Small Porges, shaking his head, and smiling a slow, sly smile, "I don't suppose we'd better talk about it, Uncle Porges, 'cause, you see, it was such a very great secret, and 'sides, I'm awful sleepy, you know." So saying, he nodded slumberously, kissed Anthea sleepily, and, giving Miss Priscilla his hand, went drowsily into the house. But, as for Bellew, it seemed to him that this was the hour for which he had lived all his life, and though he spoke nothing of this thought, yet Anthea knew it, instinctively, as she knew why he had avoided looking at her hitherto, and what had caused the tremor in his voice, despite his iron self control, and therefore, now that they were alone, she spoke hurriedly, and at random. "What did he, Georgy, mean by your ship?" "Why, I promised to take him a cruise in the yacht, if you cared to come, Anthea." "Yacht!" she repeated, "are you so dreadfully rich?" "I'm afraid we are," he nodded, "but, at least, it has the advantage of being better than if we were dreadfully poor, hasn't it?" Now, in the midst of the garden there was an old sun dial worn by time, and weather, and it chanced that they came and leaned there, side by side. And, looking down upon the dial, Bellew saw certain characters graven thereon in the form of a poesy. "What does it say here, Anthea?" he asked. But Anthea shook her head. "That you must read for yourself," she said, not looking at him. So he took her hand in his, and, with her slender finger, spelled out this motto: "Time and youth do flee away, Love, oh love then, whiles ye may." "Anthea," said he, and again she heard the tremor in his voice, "you have been my wife nearly 3/4 of an hour, and all that time I haven't dared to look at you, because if I had I must have kissed you, and I meant to wait until your own good time, but, Anthea, you have never yet told me that you love me. Anthea?" She did not speak, or move. Indeed, she was so very still that he needs must bend down to see her face. Then, all at once, her lashes were lifted, her eyes looked up into his, deep and dark with passionate tenderness. "Aunt Priscilla was quite right," she said, speaking in her low, thrilling voice. "I have loved you from the very beginning, I think," and with a soft, murmurous sigh, she gave herself into his embrace. Now, far away across the meadow, Adam was plodding his homeward way, and, as he trudged, he sang to himself in a harsh, but not unmusical voice, and the words of his song were these: "When I am dead, diddle, diddle, as well may hap, you'll bury me, diddle, diddle, under the tap. Under the tap, diddle, diddle, I'll tell you why, that I may drink, diddle, diddle, when I am dry." End of Chapter 31, and end of The Money Moon, by Geoffrey Farnell. Recording by John Leader, Bloomington, Illinois.